go through our Kimura series, or our arm lock series here. Boom, 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 boom. And I just step over, I get him up on his side, switch off to my arm bar on the other side. Right? Now, what we talked about, right? If I stay over his head here, as soon as I sit, he's going to throw his thumb and run to that hitchhiker, and I've got to react to it. Okay? So instead, if my foot is in his armpit here, as I sit, all right, now try and hitchhiker out. I've got better control of his body when I squeeze my knees. And I'll have more time to step across, start righting myself. Right? Got to keep that elbow tight, because if I'm loose here, he's going to just shrimp out and get his elbow to the ground. Right? Boom. Yep. And now I've lost it anyway. So I've got to make sure that if I'm going to use this strategy, my foot's in the armpit, I step over, I've got to start righting myself. Now, the more I get to the perpendicular from him, as opposed to being up here, right, closer to his head, I can control his hip line, but I've got less control over his head, right? Since I don't have a post on this side right now, my arm is hooking his arm. I can't post my hand. I can't hook his leg, right? So if he chops his legs and sits up, okay, I don't have a lot of control of his head. And you see how my hips turn. So instead, we'll head back to your back. While I'm in the control phase here, I'm opening that knee onto his face, right? I'm squeezing my legs, but I'm trying to put all that weight onto his face. Go ahead and sit up. Right? And I can control that position for a second. I'm going to take my bottom leg here, thread it in between, and X his far arm. Okay? Now I can switch, and I've got my legs and my back to break his grip. Doesn't matter, I can stay with the same grip if I want, okay? But I can use my legs to break that grip. So the advantage to having that foot in the armpit is it takes away the hitchhiker. He's got to have his shoulders free in order to run out. So by going underneath, I can take that away. The downside is I don't have control of his head. So I've got to make sure that weight's on it, falling towards his head, right? Foot through, X my feet, and I should be able to finish. Cool?
Yeah.
One more time.
So this is to take away the hitchhiker.
Correct. Yep. So anytime I'm going for an armbar where my knee is in his armpit, the hitchhiker is a very common situation, right? So if I'm going to end up here, having my foot in his armpit isn't a bad strategy. You see, he can't finish shoulders over. Hook step, post up, foot's in his armpit. Taking it low if he tries to sit back up, right? Open up, right? I've already got his hand, now it's just squeezing my elbow, right? If he gets his hands together to defend, then I take my time, right? How he defends here is going to dictate what I do. If he goes to an S grip or a hand-in-hand grip, go back in hands, there, now I've got more space to tuck that foot through. If he goes to a tighter grip here, now I'm going to have to deal with this, right? Whether I throw that leg over to peel it off, right? Whether I punch my other hand through, start pushing, tuck over, right? I've got a number of different things I can do in that case. So how they defend is going to matter. Cool? We'll play with it. 1, 2, 3.